Hi, my name is Carly, and I'm going to be talking about the hypothetico-deductive system. We talk about this in chapter 11 of our book. We haven't made it there quite yet, but we'll be there in a couple weeks. We can't talk about this without first talking about Clark Hull. He was an American psychologist who made significant contributions to the development of behaviorism, learning theory, and the hypothetico-deductive model of scientific inquiry. He is considered one of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century. He was born in New York and received his undergraduate degree from the University of Michigan, and then went to complete his PhD in psychology at the University of Chicago. And then he went to work most of his academic career at Yale University, where he established himself as a prominent figure in psychology and a leading exponent of behaviorism. His work focused on understanding how organisms learn and how their behavior can be predicted and controlled through the study of environmental stimuli and reinforcements. He was also interested in the scientific method and the nature of scientific inquiry. He proposed a hypothetico-deductive model of scientific inquiry, which emphasized the importance of empirical testing and precise operational definitions in scientific research. His work had a significant impact on the development of psychology and continues to be influential today in areas of learning theory, behaviorism, and other science fields. So, what is the hypothetico-deductive method? So Hull's approach to scientific inquiry is often referred to as the hypothetico-deductive model of scientific inquiry. That's a mouthful. This is a general scientific approach that involves formulating hypotheses, testing them through empirical observation or experimentation, and then modifying or refining the hypothesis based on the results of the test. This method is widely used in various scientific fields. And Hull believed that scientific research should focus on developing a set of quantitative laws that govern human behavior, and that these laws should be based on empirical observation and experimentation. It involved the following steps: formulating a hypothesis, which is the first step, and you need to make sure that that hypothesis is testable and that it can be derived from existing theories of behavior. The next step is deductive reasoning. This is when researchers make predictions about how the variables being studied will interact with one another in a given situation. Number 3 is testing. The derived hypothesis is then tested through empirical observation and experimentation. And Hull believed that experimental manipulation was the best way to test hypotheses and establish cause and effect relationships. Step number 4 is refinement. Based on the results of the experiment, the hypotheses are refined and modified to more accurately reflect the observed phenomenon. Lastly, number 5 is integration. This involves integrating the results of many different experiments into a comprehensive and quantitative theory of behavior. Hull's hypothetico-deductive method emphasized the importance of rigorous experimentation and the development of quantitative laws that can be used to predict and control human behavior. So next I'm going to talk about a behavior system. Um, this was a comprehensive theory of behavior that Hull worked on until his death, and it was published after he died. And it was proposed in his book Principles of Behavior, which was published in 1943. This was Hull's attempt to create a complete and quantitative theory of behavior that could explain all aspects of behavior from the most simple to the most complex. According to him, the behavior system is composed of three major components. One is the drives. This is the internal states that energize and direct behavior. Two is reinforcements. This is the external stimuli that increases the probability of a behavior being repeated. And three is habits, which are the learned associations between stimuli and response that develop through repeated reinforcement. So Hull believed that these behavior systems could be mathematically modeled using the concept of drive reduction equation. And I have some pictures here. Yeah. They were a little confusing to me. So yeah. So this equation predicted the amount of behavior that would occur based on the strength of the drive, the strength of the habit, the strength of the reinforcement. Hull's behavior system was also notable for its emphasis on the scientific study of behavior. He believed that behavior could be studied using objective, quantitative methods, and that the behavior system could be tested and refined through rigorous experimental research. Overall, Hull's behavior system was a major contribution to the field of psychology and had a significant influence on subsequent research in the areas of learning and motivation. However, the behavior system that has been criticized for overly simplistic view of behavior and its focus on reinforcement as the primary drive of behavior. So that brings us to the next question. Oh, wrong button. Is the hypothetico-deductive method the best method? And that really just depends. So the hypothetico-deductive method is a systematic approach to scientific inquiry that involves formulating a hypothesis and then testing it through observation and experimentation. While this method has been widely used in scientific research, it is not necessarily the best method for all research questions. Different research questions and fields of study may require different methods, and the choice of method depends on the nature of the research question, the availability of resources, and other factors. For example, in some fields such as social sciences or humanities, qualitative research methods that focus on exploring and interpreting phenomena may be more appropriate than quantitative methods. In summary, the hypothetical deductive method is a useful tool for scientific inquiry, but its effectiveness depends on the nature of the research question and the specific context. And then here's my references. And that's it.